Philip Slavin, 10-12 Network, Raider Power. You and I talked off air. Joey McGuire is the best high school coach who coaches a college football team in the best way possible. You see how he resonates with recruits. He's got the verbiage he brings off has a very rough and tumble Friday night in Texas to it. And now here he's gone, landing the number 13 prospect in America, Micah Hudson, over teams like Texas. Does this solidify? Now they're number 1 in 2024. Does this help solidify Texas Tech as the recruiting juggernaut in the new Big 12?
No.
Ah.
No. Now let me give the positivity and the optimism and the nice things real quick. Micah Hudson is somebody that Joey McGuire and his staff have been on from the moment they arrived in Lubbock.
Baylor's back by the way, yeah.
Right. They've been all over this kid. I think he's a little bit different, and I mean that in a good way. I've seen the Instagram posts, some Texas fan commenting at him, and his quote was, "I don't care about money. Money don't move me. When you die, you're not going to have none of it. I got a real relationship with all the coaches, and I want me and my future teammates to change the dynamic of the program and get it back to where it belongs. Just like y'all want Texas to be back, it's the same thing." So here's the thing.
Vocal high schooler, by the way.
Yeah. Like, this is big for Texas Tech, and they should celebrate. They should enjoy. They should have fun. This is awesome. This is the highest ranked recruit they've ever had. This is a huge thing for Texas Tech, and I'm thrilled for them, and I hope he is as awesome and dynamic of a player as everyone expects him to be. Like the comps that I've been hearing from just like an impact kind of thing are like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't like this. This is not coming from me. I'm not saying that's who he is. I just like, that's the kind of impact he can have. He could be the next Michael Crabtree for Texas Tech. Like that's the level. It's one guy. And where this will matter is if he starts a trend of players wanting to come to Texas Tech. Can he recruit more guys of his caliber to Lubbock? This addition doesn't move Texas Tech out of Lubbock. It doesn't change their checkbook. It doesn't change them being in the Big 12 conference and the TV revenue they get. It is big for Texas Tech to get this guy. But we've seen plenty of teams land big recruits. Let's talk about Eli Drinkowitz at Missouri in the SEC with that SEC money. Drinkowitz gets to keep his job because he lands these guys every year that everyone's super jacked about, that he doesn't actually do anything with them.
Yeah.
Getting Micah Hudson is awesome for Texas Tech, and I am thrilled for them, and they should be celebrating. End of story, period, done. But it doesn't mean necessarily anything. Joey's been doing a good job, and his staff have done a good job recruiting in Texas. I do think they are building something. I do think that they're going to continue to recruit at a high level, and it's going to continue to rise. But I don't know that there's any program in the new Big 12 that is going to just dominate everyone else from a recruiting standpoint, because there's just nobody with the history. There's nobody with the revenue advantage. There's no, like, maybe it will happen, but I'm going to have to see it to believe it, because I could say 4 or 5 different teams that, given the right scenarios, could be the team to do it. And Texas Tech has never been the team to do it, so it would be new for them to become that.
Yeah. Philip, so first, before I get to this question, UCF is at 2 right now in 2024 per 24/7, and they are at like a slight, there's a gap there, a little bit of a gap between Texas Tech and UCF, then a sizable gap before you get to Arizona, Jed Fish at 3, then TCU, then Cincinnati, then West Virginia, then Kansas. Philip, we have yet to get the Iowa State or Baylor or Oklahoma State or BYU or Colorado or Kansas State or Utah. Those teams all below Kansas. So it's really, to me, it's like tough to tell right now what the actual recruiting rankings will shake out as, because the transfer portal has become so prevalent. Right now, if you have the number 1 recruiting class in high school, you got 25 high schoolers coming in that are 18, or 25 juniors from Western Kentucky coming in. There's a very big difference. Do you think Joey McGuire has the ability to recruit the transfer portal well enough to possibly bring Texas Tech into that big dog conversation, despite the focus on high school recruits?
Yeah, the problem is that there's so many schools. Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Baylor, Houston, TCU. Now can make a case for, I guess, SMU if you want to. There's now so many P5, P4, we're going to use air quotes for SMU here.
I'll take that. Texas
teams that are all trying to recruit Texas hard, along with everybody else in the country who's recruiting Texas. Oh, by the way, Colorado is going to start recruiting Texas more at a higher pace
100%.
because of Dion. Arizona and Arizona State are going to want to recruit Texas more aggressively. You've got everyone in the SEC who comes into Texas. And the other thing of, well, we're going to sell these Texas kids on we're a place to come home. Well, TCU's doing that. SMU's going to, everyone's doing that. And so, I don't know that Texas and Texas A&M are going to kind of get what they want. Yes, I know there's a 5-star recruit going to Texas Tech. I just mean I don't know how Texas Tech is going to say, we're going to outdo this thing that everyone else who's a P5 school in the state of Texas is also trying to do.
Right.
I don't know that they can do that because what Joey McGuire's whole thing is finding the diamonds in the rough in the state of Texas because of the relationships that he has with the high school coaches and being able to do a better job of evaluating these kids, getting them in there and developing them and turning them into stars in Lubbock. I don't know. I think they will do fine in the portal, but I don't think that's ever going to be the strategy at Texas Tech. And I don't think it should because you have Joey McGuire. And if you're going Texas portal hard, then I don't think the Joey McGuire experiment is working.
There it is. Texas Tech landed a 5-star kid. But does that one recruit change the entire program? That remains to be seen, Philip. And before we close this thing out, on the other side of this break, Colorado, they are real. They are coming on Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.